Get the #1 rated tire and wheel coverage anywhere, starting at $180 per year. Visit thervadvisor.com today.
This is the RV Advisor Podcast with your host, Tom Alexander. Get all the latest information, trends, advice from experts, stories from the road, and more in the world of recreational vehicles. Now, here's Tom.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the RV Advisor Podcast. I'm Tom Alexander, and joining us today from Southside Camper, it is Matt and Adien. Hi, how are you guys?
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
We're good.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. And you guys are in Southern Virginia, Southwest Virginia, sort of, right? And
Yeah.
I guess I'm sure the weather's started to break there a little bit, right? Getting a little warmer and not feeling like winter so much anymore.
Yeah, it started last couple of nights. It's been in the 30s, but it's we're supposed to be in the 80s next week. So
there you go. That's a little more like it, right?
Yeah.
fixing our way.
We're ready for spring and summer.
Yeah.
Felt like a long winter.
Yeah, and I see that renovating these campers are a big part of your life, and you've just finished putting the finishing touches actually on a 2001 Mallard Fleetwood. Is that right?
Yes,
right.
sir. Yeah.
How did that go?
It was pretty good. Being first timer and renovating camper, we faced some challenging like issue on the camper. Like we got a camper with a severe water damage on the roof, but we get it straight, and everything was great.
And when you know, it's interesting because sometimes you get these things and you're not sure what you're up against. You might have bitten off more than you can chew. Did you ever did you run into anything that said at some point where you scratch your head and said, geez, I wish we didn't do this?
Well, it was I knew that we could get it done. We had never done anything like this, and it's best to just take one step at a time, one piece at a time. Because if you look at everything that you got to do, it can get overwhelming. And like I said, the roof issue, we end up having to, basically peel the whole rubber mat off the roof and replace boards, rafters, and sometimes I guess if you know what the challenge would be before you started, maybe you wouldn't have done it, but we actually enjoyed the whole process.
Yes.
I mean, we actually really did enjoy working together and doing something together. So that kind of made it worthwhile,
Yeah. Well, speak to your strengths. I see that it says your tagline here is she helps him build when he builds, and he helps her when she designs.
Yes.
Okay, so now that's sort of like, well, okay, that spells it out a little bit, but give us a little of the detail. So am I guessing correctly, Matt, that you're the guy that's got the nails kind of between your teeth with a hammer, and you kind of is that you kind of like putting everything in place?
Yeah, and I'd say a lot. I mean, she has more of the, I guess, the vision, of what it's supposed to look like, and so she just tells me like, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then I'm like, well, yeah, let's try. We can do that, and it's just basically putting together her vision, I guess.
but we really help each other, and during the whole process, we learned so much about, like, I learned so much about building a camper and how to work with woods and stuff like that, and he also learns about designs and patterns and colors and stuff like that. So it was very fun.
Yeah. So let me ask you, is this something that you could see maybe doing for other folks where, you'd say, hey, you know what, we did a pretty good job with our 2001 Mallard Fleetwood. we could do this again and maybe make a couple bucks on the side.
Yeah, we actually are kind of looking for another project now. So I mean, like I said, we enjoyed it. I mean, it was it was exciting to take something that had potential and see it transform into something that's just beautiful, and watch people when they walk in and their eyes just pop and they're like, this is a camper, you know?
Yeah.
And it's
That's the best part, I would say.
it's amazing feeling.
How big is this? How big is the camper?
It's 28 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got a queen bed and 2 bunk beds. So
Okay.
it's
A little kitchen area and gives you enough room to kind of move around a little bit.
right.
Yes.
Excellent. So
It feels very open when you're inside, and because we painted white as well, it helps to brighten up the space. And so everything looks, it feels more like in a small apartment than a camper, like we would say.
yeah. So obviously you're in a home now, but you've got your camper and any well, I'll tell you what, why don't we wait to hear about where you're thinking about maybe going. We'll talk about some potential road trips with this thing on the other side of the break. I'm speaking with the folks from Southside Camper. It is Matt and Adien, and this is the RV Advisor Podcast. Back in just a moment.
The RVACA is a charitable organization protecting the rights of the RV owners. We'll work with dealers and manufacturers to ensure quality control is in place prior to delivery of an RV. Additionally, the RVACA provides assistance to disaster relief victims. Visit rvaca.org.
We are back on the RV Advisor Podcast. My name's Tom Alexander. My guests are Matt and Adien. They're from Southside Camper. Give us, you know what, Southside Camper. Give us the when I hear the term Southside, I immediately I think of Chicago, the South Side of Chicago. But tell us the origin of Southside Camper.
Well, it was basically like we kind of jumped into this thing, and when I make when I make our Instagram profile, and I just want to come up with something like, I don't know, catchy name. So like I figure, like, you know, we're from the south, from the south, so why don't we just, like, you know, name it Southside Camper? Like that's it.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot, because, you know, the South is actually pretty big. So, you know, you got a lot of states in the South. So you're representing there. I mean, you know, you basically taking on the whole region. That's pretty cool. I like that. So so I know you've got some plans for some trips. Why don't you share that with us?
And we just stayed, was it last weekend at Longwood Park. It's about 25 minutes from here off Bugs Island. We actually stayed, my brother has a camper. He was there, and some of his wife's family was there. So they have another trip planned in June. So we're thinking about, you know, going with that as well for a weekend and spend time with them. Mm-hmm. And we really enjoyed it, the kayaking, the fishing, and just camping out and roasting hot dogs and marshmallows and just having a good time with our family. So
yeah, that's fun. And I know, Matt, you're sort of one of your we'll maybe call it a bucket list place to visit is the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee, huh?
Yeah, we'd love Tennessee.
Yes,
I believe if we could move anywhere, it would be Tennessee, somewhere around the Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge area, out just It's like a home away from home for us. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a beautiful place. And I a few years back, I got to spend a little time there on was doing a music recording project near Memphis. And
Okay.
it was, we were in a sort of an isolated area out in the woods on a lake. And man, I'll tell you, it was beautiful. It was really just gorgeous. And the folks are, very friendly and welcoming, and
Yes.
enjoyed it very much. So I can see why, you'd want to get there.
Yeah.
And of course, that whole area too, with the Smokies and the Appalachian area and the Blue Ridge Mountains and all that, it's just the vistas are incredible. You can see,
Yes.
it's really pretty special. So I'm sure that's probably a driving force too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So you said that you're thinking of maybe taking on another project. It's when you do that, when you say, hey, you know what, we'd like to try and, how do you scout something? Do you just kind of like, you say, okay, you know what, let's just drive out to wherever and take a look at some stuff that, do you search online, or do you just take a drive to a park where there's a lot somewhere where there's campers that need restoration, or what's how do you find all that out?
We usually just try to find it online, usually from Facebook or Craigslist or something like that. But because of now, camper remodeling is such a huge thing in here, so we kind of have to do it on last minute. So if we know that Matt is free on Saturday and we can go look at a camper, so we can only look for it the night before.
Yeah.
If we contact them and ask can we go on weekends, usually it will be sold already.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of one of the things that if you plan too far ahead, you're going to get disappointed, because chances are it's going to be sold before the end of the week where you can get a chance to get out and get to even look at it. So
it happened several times already.
Yeah.
It has, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So online is the place to go. I'll tell you, it's amazing how convenient that is now, where you don't have to, necessarily hop in the car and drive for a long time to go find something. You could just kind of scope it out online, see the pictures, maybe even call the folks, or maybe there's video or something like that. And you guys like, what, this one looks kind of fun. Let's see if we can, maybe we can make a deal and get that. And that's our next thing. So I guess that's how it's going to go. I guess that'll be your next, whatever that project's going to be. You'll know it when you see it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
That's right.
Terrific. That's great. Well, listen, we really appreciate your time, taking time out and joining us today. A lot of fun. And why don't you tell the folks where they can follow you? I know you're on Instagram. And you're are you new to Instagram? Are you kind of new to it, or have you been on it for a while? Or
We started the account for the Southside camper on December, but it's growing right now. So
yeah, that's terrific. Yeah. So tell the folks where the Instagram location.
Okay, you can follow us at Southside Camper.
Southside Camper Instagram.
We'll follow you back.
And you'll follow them back.
Yeah.
That's a good way to build the community. Instagram / Southside Camper.
Yeah.
And that's where you'll find Matt and Adien. And anywhere else? Are you guys anywhere else besides Instagram, or is that it right now?
That's it right now, for now, but we will try to make new website for the camper as well. And
Great. Terrific. Well, thanks again, and we'll if you guys wind up somewhere in the Smokies, let us know, and we'll do this again.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Safe travels to you both. Southside Camper. It is Matt and Adien. Thanks, folks. We'll see you next time. We will be back in just a moment with our guest coordinator, Neve Carey. This is the RV Advisor Podcast.
With the RV Advisor's Roadside Assistance Plan, we've got you covered for just $99 per year. Visit thervadvisor.com today.
Welcome back to the RV Advisor Podcast. I'm Tom Alexander, and as always, I'm joined by our guest coordinator. It is Neve Carey Zacco. Hey, Neve.
Hi, how you doing, Tom?
I'm doing well, thank you. And we have plenty of sunshine, just barreling its way into the car there off to the side.
Yes.
But we see you.
Yes.
There we go. Okay, well, yeah, we could go either way. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
We see you just fine. And so I know there's a lot of things going on, and I know that our one of our sales folks, Steve, is getting ready to hit the road.
Get on the road. Yes. Steve is set to go in the next few weeks here. We're still just trying to put together or map out where we would or where our guests would like to see him. Did mine just black out?
You're fine. You went out for a second.
Sorry.
We got you. That's all right.
We're trying to figure out,
folks. It's what the heck,
technical difficulties.
Yeah.
We're just trying to basically map out where we want him to go on his first expedition, we'll call it, for the RV Advisor. We're wanting to make sure he goes to some RV shows, hit up some RV camps, just get out and meet people within the RV community, spread the word on the RV Advisor, RV ACA, all that good stuff. If our listeners want to see us go anywhere, whether it be down south, up north, over west, let us know, and we will try map out somewhere that Stephen can come meet you guys. So reach out to us via social media or at ncarey@thervadvisor.com. And it would be nice to have Steve on the road and just, getting out there and seeing and meeting some faces.
Terrific. And that's also, if you're interested in being a member, or I should say, actually hopping on the podcast and joining the RV podcasts, the RV Advisor podcast family, Neve Carey is the person you want to talk to, Neve Carey Zacco. It is ncarey at thervadvisor.com.
Sure is, Tom.
And that's where they can track you down. They won't use, hopefully they'll refrain from using any kind of like satellite devices that just, gonna get that personal.
Yeah.
Although today you just don't know. It's like everywhere you go, people know where you are. It's kind of, it's crazy. But anyway, that's where you can get her. It's ncarey at thervadvisor.com. All right. Well, Neve, thanks for stopping in. Always great to see you. And we'll see you again next week on our brand new podcast. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you soon. So long.